Good evening, everyone. Hello and happy March the 1st. This is our Sunday edition of our leadership development call. My name is Miriam Kareem. So happy to have everybody here so we can learn and grow our businesses. This is just absolutely amazing. Going to be a very, very special Zoom today to get you in that mindset of really, really going full speed ahead to build your business. First, a quick trip to the newbie corner. So, some of you, I guess you've been hearing that I've been talking about a lot about ChatGPT. And I have been having two 4 hour sessions, like 2 hour sessions, 4 hour sessions, just talking to it and just amazed at how well it knows about network marketing and how well it learns you and um I guess remembers things that you said like way 6 months ago, um, and brings them full circle to what you're doing. It reminds you how well you're doing. Like today, when I was doing my reach outs and my new conversations and so forth, it asked me, it said, okay, what how many people actually opened the messages? And I was like, oh, I didn't look. And then I looked and then I said, oh, okay, so this many open the messages that I sent. They said, okay, well, how many presentations have you sent? Blah, blah, blah. So it really was encouraging to see um my numbers and to see what percentages I'm at, to not look at and say, okay, this many people didn't open. You don't want to get discouraged, but you are encouraged about what the averages are as far as um, what's the average network marketer do like on their first, second day when they're really starting to work a new plan or what have you. So it was really, really encouraging. And I was just like, wow, it's y'all, I'm telling you, you can ask that ChatGPT anything you are embarrassed to ask your coach. You can ask it anything. It will not shame you. It will just get down to the meat of what your issue is. I'm not saying it's replacing our coaches because our coaches are amazing, but it you don't want to really do that. You don't want to lean on that. You still have to develop whatever skills you need to develop so that you don't really lean on it too much. But if you're like in a bind, you need to answer something really, really quick and nobody's available, that's a great resource for you. So that being said, I'd like to introduce you all to our teacher tonight, Coach Will Zanders. He is a multiple seven-figure earner in the network marketing world, a seven-figure earner at our green organics company at Heart and Body Naturals, and our first six-figure earner, soon to be seven, at our Go to Sana. An amazing, amazing teacher, always has amazing information to share with us, to motivate us, to help us build our businesses to where they need to be. So, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
I am available, Miriam. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate that kind introduction. And just to piggyback a little bit off of what Miriam said before we start the call, is she's 100% right. And Miriam has attended both of our AI training classes, so she has a ton of knowledge in reference to AI and things like that, because she's learned from, admittedly, some of the best AI operators in the industry. And even without having attended those classes, you can just hop on these calls and you'll get valuable nuggets and information just like she just gave you, so that you know, excuse me, how and why ChatGPT in particular, out of the hundreds of AI tools that's out there, that is probably the most valuable one for network marketing reps, because it'll help you think clearer, it'll help you communicate better and execute faster without needing years of experience. And the reason why it's so good at that, I've been working with AI for, I think I looked up a video the other day, it might have been like 2022. So this is going to be 4 years of me working with AI, and it's like a college degree in AI basically. And a lot of people are just starting to get into it, which is awesome. And to watch its evolution from 4 years ago to today is really wild, because what I noticed is in the beginning when it first came out, it was terrible at anything to do with network marketing. However, because it is constantly acquiring information from the internet, it has read every book that has ever been written. Basically, it has heard every song, it has seen every film. It has acquired so much information in its database that it's able to communicate information back to you in a way that feels like a real conversation. And I'll give you all another really cool pro tip. If you're ever doing road trips or traveling, like I do a lot to work with our teams, if you have, I'm pretty sure it's on Android, but it's iPhone for sure. If you have the ChatGPT app, which is different than the ChatGPT web browser, I'm going to tell you the two differences. If you log in to OpenAI, whatever, from your web browser, you will get better and deeper information, even at the free ChatGPT level, even if you don't have the ChatGPT Pro version for $20 or the super version for $200, the free one even. The web browser will give you better information. However, it will take longer. If you use the app will be faster. The information will not be as deep, but the really, really cool thing to do with the app is if you're on road trips, you can click the audio mode. A lot of people don't know this, and it will literally have the conversation with you. So if you got a 30-minute commute to work or a 3-hour drive to a meeting or something like that, you can talk to it while you're driving. Hey, Chat GPT, tell me a little bit about this. And it'll tell you, and you say, okay, well, what if this happens? And you can have the conversation in audio without even typing anything. And it is a phenomenal time-saving tool. Now, another thing Miriam brought up was like Chat GPT, won't replace our coaches. Well, yes and no. To a smaller degree, it's going to make you far more independent. But just understand that AI is not a person. And I love AI. It is the most fascinating tool in the history of tools to me personally. But there are certain elements of it where it would not be able to really predict the emotional response from certain things. So it's never going to replace your ability, because I need you to understand it's not a person, it's data. It's just really, really good data. Okay. And another thing would be that it's going to, not, like Mary made a great point, things that you might be ashamed to ask your coaches, you can do that, but it'll ask you. But what I will say is, it will give you the ability to be far more independent. But if something ever pops up and you go, I don't know, let me double check that with coach and just see, because ChatGPT has never recruited a single person. It's never dealt with the human being. It doesn't have that capability, but we do. So if you find something that just feels a little bit off, definitely still reach out to your coaches, because we deal with real life and human beings. And another really cool thing, Jessica just brought up a great point. ChatGPT is very familiar with Coach Marcus Jones. It's very familiar with me. It's very familiar with a lot of network marketing. And so Jessica just made a great point. You can actually say, hey, if you were Coach Will Zanders' MLM guy, whatever that is, right? Who works with HBN or goes to whatever, how would you answer this question? And it'll really tell you that as if you were us, which is really phenomenal. And I've done that myself to see what it would do. And it's right, like 70 to 80% of the time, it is pretty much what I would say, which is absolutely bananas. Okay. Speaking of which, it's also read every single book in the industry. So I'm going to put this out there. This finally came in this week. Ladies and gentlemen, let me try to get it off the blur. Where's my wait? All right, I don't, there it is. I got to bring it in the middle. All right, winning is my only option. TGB CEO Seymour Greenwich Blake. Ladies and gentlemen, I just got this week, so I haven't read it yet. I'm telling you, just came in this week. I've been super, super busy. Going to read it this week coming up, and I'll have an update either Tuesday evening or possibly Sunday. But listen, this book is, I've got Coach Marcus's book. I love it. It is phenomenal. It's phenomenal, and I need to buy more copies because I want to give it to some people. I read Derek Jamatt's book. Derek Jamatt's book is The Secret. I didn't see it coming. It's incredible. All right. It's incredible. Even the books that I've written, I love them. I love them because they're mine. They're like my kids, and I know the value they bring. But this right here is the book I'm probably looking forward to the most, because Coach Seymour has more life experience in this industry, experience in the military, experience being a dad, husband, father, all of this magical stuff. And for him to put that in the book of this quality, this level, at this price was absolutely crazy. And I cannot wait to check it out this week. So if you haven't already got it, winning is my only option. Coach Seymour Greenwich Blake, pick it up. It's everywhere. And also, if you're coming to Dallas, Texas in August, ladies and gentlemen, bring your copy, because from what I know, Derek, Seymour, Coach Marcus, as well as myself, will all be there. We will definitely be autographing books. Bring your copies. It's going to be amazing. And this one's going to be worth a lot of money. I'm going to tell you that. It might even be sold out. I don't even know. But I got my copy. So y'all got to do what y'all got to do. All right. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for hopping on. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. And we are going to dive into training. And my goal on this call is to give you no less than four, five, six, $7,000 in value on this call. I put a lot of effort into this call, all of my calls, but this one in particular, because I 100% want you to understand that our trainings are as valuable as anything out that you will pay thousands of dollars for. And after attending $5,000 events and in the future $10,000 events, I can tell you, you get as much, if not more, from our free trainings that we do every single week, Monday through Thursday and Sundays. And our live events, I can tell you, for the lean mean price of $50, you are getting at least $5,000 to $10,000 in value. And I can only say that because I've been to $5,000 and $10,000 events, and well, 10,000 coming up, but I've been to $5,000 events where that's one ticket, and I can tell you, you are getting that plus some at our events like the one we have in Dallas, Texas. We got a handful of tickets left. I do not know how, but we do. And those tickets are $50. Do not ask me why they're so cheap. I'll probably never do that again. But the point is, get that. It's in August 21st, 22nd, 23rd. You can attend in person. If any reason you can't attend in person, you will be able to attend online. And this will be the last online attendance event that we'll be doing. But I promised some people that we would, so we will have that coming up. Now, we are going to talk about tonight making your business the only logical choice. I'm going to try to get this wrapped up in about 45 minutes because I promised some people who may be on this call that I'm going to be doing a pay plan explainer for GoDasana and HBN tonight after this call. So I'm going to be doing a pay plan explainer for the new bonus programs that are out with both companies. And if you want to stick on board for that, it's going to be right around 8 o'clock. All right, right around 8 o'clock. So you can stick around. All right. Now, this training tonight is about making your business the only logical choice for your prospects. All right. Now, most people think that network marketing means the marketing side of it. They think it means tell people about the products, tell people about the pay plan, tell people how amazing the company is, and tell people how amazing you are. That is wrong. That is what most network marketers do, which is why most network marketers never make 6 or 7 figures. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Telling people all about the products 24/7, telling people about the pay plan 24/7. Y'all know I love talking about the pay plan. Telling people how amazing the company is. I love our companies. And telling people how amazing you are. If you're not going to toot your own horn, who's going to do it for you? That's what most network marketers do. And that's why most network marketers make average money at best. Network marketing at the top levels is about engineering perception so that the prospect feels the value before they ever sign up. Okay, I'm gonna say that again, and then it's gonna make sense later on. You don't have to get it right now, okay? Network marketing is about engineering, using your intention and your ability, intentionally engineering perception so that the prospect feels the value before they ever enroll. Now, in network marketing at the top levels where Coach Seymour, Coach Marcus, and others are at, that is everything. It's everything, okay? If someone joins you because you explained it really, really well, they may quit when someone else explains it better. All right? If you can talk somebody into joining, somebody else can talk them into leaving. All right? That's why attraction marketing is so dangerous, because there's always somebody more attractive. All right. That's why you got to watch that type of stuff. Now, if someone joins you because it feels like the only logical choice, they're probably going to stay. All right. And that comes down to a value proposition. Okay. The most valuable proposition, or MVP. You can write that down. What is my most valuable proposition? If you don't know that, you're going to learn it tonight, but you have to have an MVP. And if you have an MVP, your most valuable proposition, that is what's going to make it feel like this is the only logical choice. Now, we have people that are still at jobs, which is cool. People that run other businesses, this is cool. This training tonight is geared for our network marketing teams. but it can apply to any business you run or any product you ever want to sell. That's a fact. All right. Now let's think about Dubai and think about Hawaii as vacation destinations or places people want to travel. Dubai and Hawaii right now are really popular in the travel world and things of that nature. Um, would you consider Detroit or Oklahoma as attractive vacation options as you would Dubai or Hawaii? Put that in the chat. Let us know what's a more attractive vacation destination, Dubai, Hawaii, or Romania and Chicago. Like not knocking Chicago or Romania, but what's better? I think we know, but why? I'm gonna tell you why right now. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Hawaii, for example, and Dubai to a lesser degree, because Dubai is really new, but we'll talk about it. Hawaii, they make Hawaii look premium. It's easy to make Dubai or Hawaii look premium. It looks premium. Okay. I don't know a lot about, Charlottetown, Oklahoma, but it just, whatever it is, it probably doesn't look as premium as Hawaii would. Just think about that conceptually, how it's presented. Okay. I've never been to Dubai. It's not really on my list of places I'm dying to go to, but it looks amazing. I'm going to keep it a buck. It looks incredible. Those locations have an ability for people to have a wow moment that they want to share. If you go to Hawaii, you are taking and posting pictures. If you go to Dubai, you are going live from Dubai. If you go to Charlottetown, Oklahoma, if that's even a real place, you probably won't even tag that on your Facebook. So, number one, it doesn't look premium. Number two, there's no wow moment. Like, what is the wow moment that you would want to share from Lafitte, Louisiana? New Orleans is different. Baton Rouge is different if there's an LSU football game going on that night. But other than that, Baton Rouge doesn't have any wild moments. And my parents live there. I love Baton Rouge, but I'm just telling you, okay? So that's two things. It got to look premium, feel premium, and it's got to be a wow moment. That's something people want to share. Number three, okay, Hawaii and Dubai, typically, Hawaii for sure, though, just understand it makes people feel safe there. I've been to Hawaii over a dozen times, and I can tell you, it just is safe. I don't people just walking on the street, anytime the beaches, it's all safe. I've never heard of any crime when I've been there ever, and I've been there a ton. It's just super, super safe. And I've never been to Dubai, but I've heard from people who went. They said, man, it's the safest place on earth because they don't tolerate any crime at all. Like, you bet not commit a crime. That's what I've heard. But those places feel way more safe than, I don't know, Detroit. And I don't have an issue with Detroit. I've been to Detroit. I love Detroit. I want to go back and see the RoboCop statue, but I don't know if the Detroit Pistons games outside of that feel super, super safe. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So you got to make buyers feel safe with them buying from you, the same way Hawaii makes people feel safe to travel there. Okay. You build overwhelming trust. Number four, and this is all recorded. So if your notes are tough to keep up, it's okay. Thank you, Coach Marcus, for getting this recording together. You build overwhelming trust. All right. You build, yeah, I didn't know Dubai was bombed today, had no idea, but I don't watch the news. But my point is, you know the point I'm making, right? You know the point I'm making. Okay. So you look at, for example, and again, to make Greta's point, everywhere could have some type of crazy thing happen. In Hawaii as safe as it is. They had real bad fires there, like 2 years ago or something like that. Anything can happen anywhere, any day. That's the truth. All right. So that being said, overall, you know the point. All right. Then you want to build overwhelming trust. Okay, trust. You got, like, why do you think people, when they talk about cheesesteak, say Philly cheesesteak, right? Philadelphia makes best cheesesteak. I don't know if they do or not, but just understand Philly cheesesteak, okay? It's a branding thing to make you more comfortable with the item. You have Detroit pizza, right? You got pizza, then they got Detroit pizza, all right? You got to understand they're doing that to build some type of credibility or trust. It's the same thing with Hawaiian punch, or apparently not today, but Dubai chocolate is now a thing. Or Jessica called it New York cheesecake. It's some type of location branding where you're adding something to something else to build trust. Okay. Outside of that, the fifth thing, you want to remove friction. All right, you want to remove friction. Why do you want to remove friction? Because Amazon makes it easy to remove friction. All right, think about that. How easy is it to click buy now on Amazon? It's very, very easy. Okay, you want as little friction as possible. If you look at the Go to Sign websites lately, you'll notice that when you go to joinwithgo.com and your 6-digit number, you'll notice that it's way easier to join. It's just a one-page thing. They put their name, phone number, and email, and they're in. How many people remember when it wasn't like that? How many people remember when they had to go to one page, find a menu, look at all these menu options, pick a menu, hope it's the right one? Am I shopping? Am I joining? What am I doing? I don't know. Then once you click shop, okay, then it's a million different products. You're like, oh, it's overwhelmed. It's so much mental friction that it confuses people. And remember this, confused minds do nothing. A confused mind will freeze. They just freeze. They don't know what to do. So you've noticed that the company has been removing friction. You notice that Amazon removes friction. It's smart for people to remove friction. And then last but not least, you can charge more because the entire experience, all the points we just said, you can charge more because the experience feels elevated. The experience feels elevated. We could charge a lot more than we do for our events because our events feel elevated. All right, it's just what it is. All right. Now, in network marketing, we're going to translate everything I just said. We're going to move that into network marketing. If your business presentation feels average, that's an issue. Now, our business presentations are not average. Why? Because there's nothing average about a person like Coach Marcus Jones, who's made over $5 million in network marketing commissions doing a business presentation, because that's not an average amount of money for anybody I've made in a relatively short amount of time. So there's nothing average about our presentations. If your onboarding feels confusing, the onboarding process, if it feels confusing, or if you're not following the onboarding process, that's going to be a problem. Now, our onboarding process is not confusing. We have franchise factors calls every single week with the verified multi-million-dollar earner in network marketing. But let me ask, when people join your team, what is the first thing they do? Let's just put in the chat and see how many people are not confused about what the first step is. When people join your organization, not as a customer, but as a distributor, someone who says, I want to make a bunch of money in network marketing online, what is the first thing that you teach them to do? Just put in the chat. Don't be scared. Nobody's going to shame you. Nobody can even see your comments on the recording. So this is just live. All right. Well, yes, they're plugging in, Clarence. We're plugging in. That's obvious. But give me specifically. Thank you. Margie Collins nailed it out the gate. Linda, same. Correct answer. Good job. Right. 20 reasons why. Thank you. Quintina Stone nailed it. Everybody know, or most people know, the first thing you do is 20 reasons why. Because if you don't know, if you can't write down 20 reasons why you absolutely must be successful in this business, if you don't know why you're doing this business, that's going to be a problem for you. And you don't know it yet. Because until you know why, the how doesn't matter. Until you know why, the how doesn't matter. Until you know why, the how doesn't matter. So that's the first thing you want to do. And then, of course, you get to click 3 links today in your back office. You watch industry validation videos. You plug into the calls and the trainers once a week. You register for the next event, like the one in Dallas, Texas, if you're serious. Okay. For example, let's give another example about onboarding and things like that. If I were to make the statement, how we start and end our what is important. Okay. How we start and end our blank is very important. Thank you, Jessica. Our day. Thank you, Linda. How we start and end our day is very important. Kara Thomas nailed it. Thank you, Clarence. How we start and end our day is important. Okay, that is how you build a routine around products. Colette nailed it. How we start and end our day is very, very important. But you know that because you're not confused, because you were onboarded properly and you know the right things to do and when to do them. Let's do one more and we'll move on, because I don't want any of this to feel average. I want this to feel very, very organized, okay? What is the number 2 most consumed beverage on earth? All right, what's the number 2? The number 2 most consumed beverage on earth. Coffee. Dee Right, nailed it. Coffee, okay? And scientifically speaking, what is the best coffee on earth? According to scientific research, what's the best coffee on earth, hands down? What brand? What type? What's the name of the best coffee on earth? Right, Nova Coffee. According to actual scientific research, Nova Coffee is going to be when you look at the ingredients and the fact, Coach Marcus just said it, the fact that it's Arabica beans, not Robusta, it's different types of coffee, but Arabica, and then you look at everything in it, scientifically speaking, I would take Nova coffee against any coffee on the planet from a scientific standpoint of benefits for the human body that consumes it. Okay, I would put it up against any coffee in the history of coffee, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would put it up side to side versus any coffee in the world as far as the benefits for the human beings that drink it scientifically. People talk about taste. Well, everybody, you can argue taste all day. You can argue flavor all day. You can argue this all day. We think it tastes the best. Somebody else might think Starbucks take the best. That's totally fine. I'm not talking about taste. Taste is going to be a personal preference. But when we talk about scientific data, when we talk about PubMed.gov research, when we talk about scientific articles, hundreds of articles on just one of the ingredients in Nova Coffee, it's not even up for debate. And then when you talk about the formulation of it, it takes it to another level. So even if there was another coffee with all those ingredients in there, which there isn't, by the way, it would still not be formulated the way that ours is formulated to make it the number one healthiest coffee in the world. Nothing else comes close. Okay. But you got to know that. You got to know that. You got to believe in your product. And like Shauna said, be a product of the product. Absolutely important. Because the way we just talked about these things, nothing about our opportunity, our products is average. And if you're, and again, they're very valuable. So if you're thinking that you just want to go with the average presentation, with the average product and an average pay plan and average leadership, and you want everything to be average, you're forcing yourself to compete on price, hype, or personality. Okay. If you cannot identify the things about your business, your products, your onboarding that make it above average, again, we're crafting an MVP, most valuable proposition. Okay. If you can't do that, you're forcing yourself to compete with everything else in the market, every other company, every other product based on price, hype, or personality. And that is a weak position and it's not duplicatable. And if it doesn't duplicate, it doesn't matter. Thank you, Lee. That's exactly what Nova has. Okay. So a premium perception will beat personality-based recruiting every time. If all you knew was the most valuable proposition about Nova Coffee is the stuff we just said, it has a premium perception and you can dang near charge what you want because it's better than anything else. So we don't have to compete on price. But will Nova cost more than Starbucks? It doesn't, but if it did, well, you don't have to drink the best coffee in the world. You can drink that coffee. And we have no problem with that. Nova is not for regular coffee drinker, McDonald's coffee people. It's not for Circle K 69 cents free for senior citizen coffee. That's not your market. That's not who we market to. That is not who drinks this coffee. This coffee is for millionaires. This is what millionaires drink, literally. Okay, just got to understand that conceptually. When you go into the home of any millionaire in our circle, that is in the kitchen. And if you ask for a cup of coffee, that's what you're getting. No offense to us about it, right? But if you understand premium perception, it's going to beat personality-based recruiting every time. Yeah, it's called smart coffee for a reason. Thank you, Dee. Okay. Now, looking at the next section, we're talking about the price war trap. And this is going to be, don't let it hurt your feelings. Don't let it hurt your feelings. This is why most reps stay broke. If your offer or the way you're presenting the offer is so different than the way that we present it as top earners in these companies, if your offer has no wow factor, no safety for the rep, no clear return on investment, you will end up competing on price. You'll end up competing on price. In network marketing, that shows up as just try it. In network marketing, competing on price shows up, it's cheaper than Starbucks. In network marketing, in any online, but not just network marketing, if you're selling anything and you're saying things like, it's only $2, you're competing on price. That's not positioning. That is discount energy. Okay. High level leaders do not sell costs. They sell outcomes. We don't sell cost. We sell outcomes. And here's a rule. If you are ever talking to a business minded person, not a person who needs to lose weight and is going to get Java Slim for that reason, not somebody who's having trouble sleeping, so they're going to get magnesium sleep spray to help them sleep better, not a person who has an acute issue they're trying to deal with. If you're talking to a business-minded person, they only care about one question. How does this make me money? And if you cannot clearly draw the line from what they do to how it makes them money, you're invisible. They might be polite and let you finish the presentation, but you are literally invisible. And they're not going to join. If they do join, they're not going to do anything. Just understand that, okay? So we have a test, like a layer test that we're going to get to a little bit shortly, but I want to touch on some other things first because people, somebody direct messages about the wow factor. All right, we'll talk about upgrades in the wow factor. Then we're going to double back. All right, just remember, and we're going to talk more about drawing that line from what you do to how it gets them the result they want. All right. So one wow factor will be 10 features. All right. Now you can tell me about, now for the record, you can tell me about certain places in Florida that are several hundred years old and give me 10 different features about that place. Oh, this is the location of the oldest city hall in the Southeast United States, and it's that and the third. And the average income of the people who live here is, $10,000 higher than the average income of people who live in most major cities in America. And we just got the new library upgraded, and they can give me 10 really awesome facts and features and benefits about St. Petersburg, Florida, which I love. They can do that. They can give me 10 factors, features, and benefits. And I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about visiting. And then Coach Marcus is in Maui, Hawaii, on the beach with a coconut, with a drink with a coconut with a straw in it with sunglasses on. His wife's right there, and they just on the beach sipping. He sends me a picture. Hey, Will, wish you were here. We're in Maui. I'm going to go with that because it's a wow factor. Like, man, come on. You on the beach with the coconut drink. He didn't tell me anything about 10 facts, features, and benefits of being on the beach in Lahaina in Maui, Hawaii, which is my favorite beach in the whole world. Like at nighttime, if you outside, because it's there's no weather changes. So it's like this weird combination of spring, summer weather all year round. It's the craziest thing. It rains like maybe 20 days a year, maybe, or more, maybe 20 days a year. But my point, which is really good for the waterfalls. But my point is, it's amazing. I would look at a place with 10 facts and features and all these benefits versus one wow factor. I'm going with the wow factor, even if it costs more, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the same thing in your products. It's the same thing in your business. You got to have just one upgrade, just one wow factor. One thing about the products. For Miriam, for example, I know she's very comfortable telling this story. She has lost, I think, over 120 pounds. Well, she's released over 120 pounds of body fat. Looks amazing, feels amazing. It's changed her life in so many ways. If Miriam has a before and after picture, Miriam dresses very modestly, so a lot of times you really can't tell unless you've been around her in person. But if a person's lost over 100 pounds and they put up a before and after, that is a wow factor that is very difficult for you to compete, okay? When Lillian Corville's doing a home meeting presentation, and she used to have this pump, okay, this pump that was in her back. It's like a spine stimulator. It will pump pain medication into her body. It was attached to her spine or something like that, this little metal box. I've never heard of that before, but apparently people who have super chronic pain sometimes have these pain pump implants in their body, which is crazy. She doesn't have that anymore. She got it taken out because her pain is so reduced over the years from using these industry's products. It's absolutely incredible. And she's been with us since 2019. She was doing a home business presentation in Youngsville, Louisiana. She did an amazing job, by the way. And she pulls out this pain pump. It's like, this used to be in my body. I used to be in so much pain. I had to have a medical device inside me to keep me from just dying based on overwhelming amounts of pain. I don't even need it anymore. I can hunt, I can fish. I'm with my husband, with my family. We doing everything. We hunting and hanging out. We traveling. We at the casino. We doing whatever we want to do. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That's a wow factor. It doesn't, and for the record, everybody in that room bought products, by the way. Everybody in that room bought products. So my point is, that is a wow factor. After she did that, I don't think it really mattered how many facts or features or benefits I gave about anything because the wow factor was so on point. So be a product of the product, and you can have a wow factor on the product side, or you can have a wow factor on the money side. Okay, I told somebody the other day, my top day with this company was around $29,000. Okay, I hopefully like to beat that record very soon, but that's a wow factor for people where I come from. Man, you wait, not only make $29,000 every day, but I've made it before in one single day with this company. There were years when I didn't make $29,000 as a rookie cop in Louisiana. I made more money in a day than I made an entire year with my first top job ever. So just understand that is a wow factor for a lot of people. So be it the products or the profit or the things you're able to do. If you get 800 bucks, I'm gonna tell you, do not go blow that at the mall. Get you a round trip ticket to Maui for $400 or $500. And I don't care if you have to stay at the Maui Days Inn. I think there's a Days Inn there. I don't know. But you might stay 2 days. But just going to Hawaii and taking a picture or two is enough for you to have the wow factor you need to let people know this is real. And that is more valuable than you going to the mall and buying a bunch of pairs of tennis shoes. I'm just letting you know. I wouldn't even buy more products, Clarence. I'm on auto ship with both companies. That's exactly the amount of product I need every month. If I make another 800 bucks and I'm a new rep, I'm gonna roll the dice and gamble on myself. I'm gonna treat myself to a nice vacation because I want to show people who have never been things that they have never done that they really, really want to do. And this business will give you the confidence, the extra money, and the time freedom to do that, even if you got to go on the weekend. I really recommend that. Or going during the week, the flights are always cheaper, but whatever. All right. So I want you to just start thinking about what wow factors you can add to your business. And if you're confused about it, put them in ChatGPT or come back and ask us. But show people what's possible. One thing I'm really, really good at doing, I'm gonna tell you, I love to show people what's possible. Why? Because whatever it is I want for myself, I want for everybody else if they want it. Okay? Whatever it is I want for me, I want for other people too, if that's what they want. Okay. And I forgot the comment went away, but I just saw a comment that said that someone bought products and joined somebody else because that person showed their lifestyle. They bought some land and they were building a homestead and planting a garden. They were like, yo, I want that. And so they joined because that they knew that that individual had extra. Whoever put that comment up, can you type it again, please? I'm going to give you credit for your comment. When they said that they were building a homestead, and it's like, I would love to build a homestead. That's the type of people I want to associate with. And for that individual, that was the wow factor, that type of freedom where they can grow their own food, have chickens and whatever it is they want. Okay. So that's the wow factor. Now, a lot of reps are going to stop at surface level questions. And Greta said that. Awesome. So, yeah. So, Greta, thank you. Great comment there. Thank you, Mary. So, most people are going to stop at just surface level features of products. If you can dig deeper and find that wow factor, find the most valuable proposition or that wow factor or both, oof, your conversations are going to go up. The time that you spend conversating is going to go down, and your sales are going to go up, guaranteed. All right. Now we're going to talk about how we dig deeper into finding the emotional reason why people buy these things and why they don't buy. All right. If you were to, someone were to ask you what you do, and we have scripts for this, we're not going to get into the scripts right now, but just a general rule. Well, we help people build online wellness incomes. We help people build an online wellness store, things like that. That's cool. And that's accurate. That's level one. I want you to ask yourself, what is your core offer? All right. And that's just an example of a core offer. We help people build online wellness stores. That's a good statement. It's strong. It's a core offer. I want you to think about your core offer. All right. And great point. Jessica's using before and after pictures too. Before and after pictures are going to be wow factors for sure. If your offer is we help people build an online wellness income, I need 2 or 3 people, if you even know it, what is your core offer? Don't use the one I just gave, but what's your core offer? All right, we're going to upgrade it, but I just want to teach you the process to do that. And you might not know your core offer right now. If you don't know your core offer, you're probably not a 6 or 7 figure earner. You just don't. If you don't even know your core offer, I'd be shocked if you even made $50,000. I'd be shocked because you don't know on the inside what you're offering. You're just like, hey, I got products. Hey, want some products? You don't have a core offer. See, Coach Marcus says right there, I build people and I build distribution systems around wellness products that people use daily. That is a strong offer. Okay. So now the offer I just gave is weaker than that. So we're going to stay with my offer to make this point. We help people build an online wellness income. Okay. I want you to ask yourself, this is how you test your offer statement. You ask your offer statement to yourself, all right, whatever it is. And you can ask ChatGPT to help you come up with an offer statement. But after you ask yourself the offer statement, Will, what's your weak little offer statement? We help people build an online wellness income. Or I help people build an online wellness income. Is it weak? Sure. But is it better than no offer statement? Yes. It's way better than no offer statement. Once you ask yourself your offer statement, I want you to ask yourself, so what? All right. You help people build an online wellness income. So what? All right, Miriam's offer. I help people lose weight, feel better about them. Dog it, it went off the screen too fast. God dog it. Cosimo, I help people transfer the vision. Lillian, I help people with better quality, health, and wealth. And I can't see the rest of the comments, but these are all good offers. Ask yourself your own offer state. Rosmayo, I share product. All right, I can't even see the. All right, no, I help people feel better, lose weight. God dog it. All right, don't worry about it. Stop trying to read it because the comments come up so fast. Here's my point. Ask yourself the offer. And every offer I've seen so far is good. They're just not online long enough for me to read it. Ask yourself your offer. All right. I help people build an online wellness income. Then ask yourself this question. So what? So what? Yeah, Will, you help people build an online wellness income. So what? Well, so they can earn money from home. All right. So we took it one level deeper. All right. They can earn money from home. So what? All right. What's the big deal about earning money from home? Well, so they don't have to have a job. Okay. So now they don't have a job, but they're making money. So what? Like, all right, what about it? So what? So they feel financially secure. They don't have any bills and they feel in control of their future. Okay. So they're free. They can do what they want. Yes. That's your offer. Your offer is really freedom. It's you're in control of your future. You don't have to pay any bills. You're free. Okay. So when I say we help people build an online wellness income, so what? All right. So they can make money from home. All right. That's awesome. So what? Making money from home. So what? So they don't have to have a job. All right. That's cool. So now they don't have a job, but they're making money from home. So what? So they can be financially secure and they have no bills and can do whatever they want to do because they don't have a job. Freedom. My offer is freedom. Okay, that it's freedom. That's what it is. You want to be free, you work with me. Ooh, I like that. That's really good. I need to probably write that down. All right. But it's control over their life, which is free. All right. Now, Miriam had a good one for weight loss. Okay, she had a good one for weight loss. And in a nutshell, she said, I help people lose weight. In a nutshell, Miriam's offer. I help people lose weight. All right. So what? Like, so what? Like, all right, you help people lose weight. So what? So they feel better and look better. So they look and feel better. They look better and they feel better. All right, that's cool. So they feel better physically. They look better physically. Physically. Yeah, they do. That's what I do. All right. So what? They look better and feel better. So what? So they feel more confident. All right, now they're more confident. So what? What changes? All right, they're a million times more confident. So what? Well, they can stop hiding. They can leave the house. They're more attractive. They know they're more attractive. It changes their relationship with their partner. All right, now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, okay? Because when you feel good, you're going to do good. You're going to do good when you feel good. When you feel attractive, when you're comfortable in your own skin, you conduct yourself differently when you're moving with more confidence. So what is that? It's confidence. You're not moving in confidence when you're 150, 200, 300 pounds overweight. It's hard for you to move, much less move with confidence. People feel like they're always looking at you. You don't feel attractive. You question what your spouse thinks about you. Like it's a lot going on for people who don't feel attractive in their own skin in relationships as adults. So Miriam's selling confidence. Confidence. And confidence comes out in every thing that you do. Confidence in sales, relationships, driving, behaviors, how you talk, how you walk, how your posture is. Confidence is one of the most number one things you can have. Why? Because confidence plays a huge part in your identity. Okay? In your identity. Understand that. Okay, yeah, look, Miriam says she used to have to ride in the grocery cart. Not no more. All right. Now I saw something about leadership. All right. We train people how to lead teams in network marketing. That's an offer. All right. So what? Like, who cares? So what? You train people how to build teams in network marketing. So what? So they can grow a bigger organization. All right. They grow a big team. So what? What's the point about having a big team? So what? So they can get way higher commissions. All right, they make a bunch more money in network marketing business. So what? So they can build real legacy wealth and create, legacy for their family. The kids don't have to struggle like that. Okay, we're getting somewhere because you're talking about legacy now. You're talking about financial freedom now, legacy for your family and other families that you impact. Your offer is I teach people how to build huge, successful teams in network marketing. But so what? What's the point of a big team? They make a lot more money. But what's the whole point of them making a lot more money? Okay, no job, legacy income. They can do investments. They can leave an inheritance. They can leave an inheritance for their children's children. They can fulfill biblical financial mandates in a way that a job will never allow. Now you're getting somewhere. You got to dig deeper than your offer to get to that final layer. Okay, so just understand we can do a ton more of these, but for time purposes, I don't want to do it. We'll do one more. We'll do let's do social media. All right, because we use AI to do social media, but we also teach a bunch of great social media training. All right. So we teach reps how to use social media to get leads. So what? So that they don't have to chase friends and family if they don't want to. They can meet people off the internet. Okay. If you're on this call tonight and you either got on this call tonight or you joined the business or anything like that from someone you met online that wasn't an in-person acquaintance of yours, please put online in the chat. If you met somebody on social media and you ended up on this call, or you met somebody in social media and you joined this business, look at all of these onlines in the chat, please. Valerie, Missy, Greta, just look in the chat. The people, Dee Dee, online, social media. Karen, online, social media. Online, social media. So you can understand social media is Chris Jackson, online. You can understand it's the Rick Burnett, online. You can understand a Jessica Hill. But she was already in the business before she went to Orange Beach, but they met online. All right. So just understand, Kara, email again, electronic marketing. That's amazing. I love that, Kara. Me too. I'm an email guy. All right. So here's the point. We teach reps how to use social media to get leads. So what? So that they don't have to chase friends and family if you don't want to talk to your friends and family. I hope you do, but if you don't have to. Teach social media. All right. So you don't have to chase friends and family. So what? Like, what's the big deal about that? So you can avoid that type of awkward social interaction with your family and avoid rejection from the people who you love and care about the most in this world, because that can be pretty traumatic. All right, well, why would you want to avoid? So what? What's the big deal about avoiding traumatic interactions with your close friends and family? So that you can feel confident building the business without damaging existing relationships. For some people, that is a huge plus. Some people don't do network marketing just because they think that they're going to damage relationships and not be confident building this business, not understanding that we teach you AI, we teach you social media, we teach you Facebook, we teach you YouTube, we teach you all to texting, cold market, email. We teach you so many different ways to build a business. You're going to be confident doing it, and it gives an element of social safety. Some people just want to feel safe socially. All right. And they don't join because of that. Now, we could go on, but for time purposes, I don't want to dive into that. If anybody have any other offers you want me to kind of dive into, we got residual income I had notes on, side income opportunity. The point is you get that stuff. All right, you get it. Let's just move past that. We might cover that another training. All right, we'll finish with this. Last 10 minutes, and then we'll end this and we'll dive into some pay plan training for tonight. Every serious rep must be able to say, if you invest X, the most likely return is Y because of Z, okay? If you're a serious rep, you must be able to say, if you invest X, and it can be time, money, energy, effort, whatever, right? If you invest X, the most likely return is Y, and that can be time, money, energy, effort, experiences, skills, whatever it is. Excuse me, the most likely return is Y because of Z. And I'll give you an example. If you invest $300 and follow our 90-day system, the most likely outcome is sponsoring 3 to 5 people because we teach you exactly how to connect, invite, present, and close correctly. All right. So if you invest $300, which is X, and follow this 90-day system, the most likely return is Y, which is sponsoring 3 to 5 people. because Z, which is we teach you exactly step by step how to connect, invite, present, and close correctly. If you cannot fill in that blank, you don't have a business offer yet, not a real one. You don't have a business offer yet. You have a hobby with a price. Okay. Now, a hobby is going to drain money. And most network marketers, they're hobbyists. They spend more money than they make on an annual basis. That is a hobby. Okay. Businesses multiply money. All right. If, for example, we had a AI training that we did, and I think we had the price of like $197 for team members or 150, something like that. If you invest $197 and execute this framework that we teach, the most likely return is 1 to 3 paying clients within 30 days because we show you exactly step by step how to produce high converting AI content that businesses are willing to pay for. Okay. So what's the X? If you invest $197 and execute this framework, that's X. That's what they do. Okay. What do they get? The most likely return is Y. Okay. You're going to get 1 to 3 paying clients within 30 days because Z, we show you exactly how to produce high converting AI content that businesses are willing to pay for. Jessica attended those trainings. She said it's great trainings and the value is priceless. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. We put a lot into those. The music one's going to be the biggest one yet. It's one I'm looking forward to the most because it's so much fun and so creative. And we're keeping the numbers on the music class small because I want people to play their song, at least part of it, play their songs, plural, on the training. So we can talk about remixing and mastering and layering different instruments and things. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so here's another. Speaking of me, let's do this one. If you invest $497 and build your music catalog using our system. So it's not $497 for team members, by the way. It's not, but I'm just using that as a price. If you invest $497 and build your music catalog using our system, that's X. The most likely outcome is owning 15 to 20 master recordings within 90 days, okay? Because Z, we show you how to create, distribute, and register your music globally. Okay, so that's X, Y, and Z. If you invest $197 and master this AI system, that's X. The most likely return is getting monetized on social media. All right, that's Y. Because Z, short form AI content creates attention, and attention is currency that social media platforms are willing to pay you for. All right, so just understand that. Is everybody starting to kind of just get the grip of X, Y, and Z? And you can take this as a homework assignment and you can start to build your offer and you can bring it to the next class that we do if we have time tomorrow night, but if not, Sunday, depending on my schedule. And you can say, all right, this is my offers, this is what we got. If like for let's, I just love the music stuff right now. Let's do the music one. If you invest $497 and execute this blueprint, that's X. The most likely outcome is Y, launching your own fully structured record label because Z, we show you how to control masters, profit splits, metadata, and distribution globally from day one. Okay, it's an X, Y, and Z. So any offer that you cannot put in an X, Y, Z, I don't care if it's network marketing, AI, music, massage therapy, car sales, if you cannot put that in an offer for even a car, $50,000 car, $100,000 car, a house. If you cannot put an offer into an XYZ statement, you don't have an offer. If you simply learn that one thing tonight, in any business opportunity, any product, anything you ever want to sell to a human being, including a book, if you have an offer that is strong and it follows the XYZ framework, which nobody else in the industry is teaching that, if you just do that work on the front end, and you spend an hour or two and really get the offer for working with you and your network marketing business down pat, it's going to save you so much time on the back end because your business feels like the only obvious choice. Okay. And here's another trick about your offer as we wrap up. I know it's 8 o'clock, we're wrapping up. When we say if you invest X, the most likely return is Y because Z, just understand that. Your offer feels inspirational and operational. It has to have both. So once you make your XYZ offer statement, and you really fine tune it and make sure it's hitting the points it's supposed to hit, it's smooth. You know it when you feel it. You know it. Your offer should feel inspirational and operational. Now, how many people remember, how many people have ever heard of the online fitness legend? The dude name is Shaun T. Absolutely hilarious individual. Shaun T is one of the most in shape human beings I've ever seen. And he's been in the online fitness space and DVD space before, like long time ago with Tony Horton and them. All right. What was that Shaun T infomercial where it showed the people? Oh no, he's still making products right now, and he started a clothing line too. But he's still doing online fitness and stuff, streaming now. But he had the DVD game on lock. P90X. Tony Horton had P90X, I think, and I think Shaun T had Insanity. Was it? Here's my point to but hip hop abs too. That was one of his first ones. Yes. Here's why Shaun T made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. His fitness stuff, when he had an infomercial, it was inspirational. Like, man, he got 8-pack abs, right? It was very, for anybody who saw it, even if you didn't buy it, I bought it, even if you didn't buy it, it was inspirational. But also, they were showing you P90X, man, oh, 90 days. If I follow this 90-day routine, I could look like that, which I did. It really worked, by the way. It was tough, but it worked. It was inspirational and operational. And if you did it, you definitely got the results. Not that for sure. I can vouch. It really works. All right. It was inspirational and operational. He told you if you invest X amount of dollars and do our program for 90 days, okay, you will get super, super in shape compared to have you ever been in shape in life because A, B, C, and D. We got the best trainers, the best exercises. Anybody can do it. There are levels for all fitness, whatever it was. It was a perfectly crafted XYZ offer via video. And that's a tip right there for you who stayed on this video that long. If you've been to our AI classes and you know how to make incredible AI content from anywhere from 6 to 25 seconds or longer, you can take your XYZ statement, craft it, make it perfect. And if you really want to ramp it up, you can use the Shaun T Insanity P90X Tony Horton formula, and you can put that in a 15 to 25, 30-second video that gives your offer, and you send that to people and watch how fast your business goes. It's what I do on the slick. I'll just let you know, I make custom videos all the time for my offers, and I send those in the DMs, and people love it. So you should probably try that and get really good at it, and it'll work. All right. Now we do have some other stuff that I wanted to cover. I don't think we have time to complete. It would take us about another 10 minutes to do, and I don't know if I want to do that. How do y'all feel about another 10 minutes of coaching? Yeah. I can save this for a couple of weeks, or we can knock it out right now. But let me just see kind of how y'all feel. We've been going for an hour, and I like to respect everybody's time. All right. Last section. Here we go. Selling to values, not the products. All right. No, the pay plan's coming up anyway. Yeah, I got to do that anyway. So we definitely doing pay plan after the recording. Don't worry. All right. Sell to values, not to products. Most reps are going to sell what they believe. And there's nothing wrong with that because we share products we believe in to people we care about. Let me give you one tweak to take it to the next level, especially when you're because there's a stronger level. There's a stronger level. A top earner in the industry is going to share products or opportunity that the buyer believes in, things that the buyer wants. So it's one thing for me to believe in it, but if I can get them to believe in it because the value proposition is so high, that's a win-win. Because when I'm selling, you buying, and what you buying, I'm selling. We try to do it too many times in this industry. We just trying to put what we know is good. We know it's good. We don't care what they think. That's terrible. That's what average people do in sales, not us. We share products we believe in with people we care about, but we also, as of tonight, when you watch this recording a couple times, you'll really understand that the better and even superior scenario is I believe in it, you believe in it, I got it, you don't, we'll transact money for that because this is what you want and this is what I want you to have and this is great. So that's how that goes. But we're going to break it down. And that's really alignment. So most reps are going to sell what they believe only, and that's okay. Top reps are going to sell what the buyer believes too. And I'm believing it because I'm not selling or sharing anything I don't believe in. But if you believe in it too, that is called alignment. And that is super, super easy. So those are going to be some of the top two ways to sell. Number one is going to be belief change. Over time, with enough information and enough follow-up, you can change someone's belief or understanding about a thing. And we love that. We do it all the time. But belief change is going to be very slow and sometimes exhausting. Alignment is going to be fast and effortless. I'm going to take this last 8 minutes and teach you how to do that. Your job when you're thinking about alignment, I already believe in this stuff, right? I want to share it with them. I need something that they believe in too, to attach it to what I already believe in. This is what that means. Your job is not to convince. Your job is to discover. It's to discover. I'll explain. Some people really, really value security and they fear instability and they hate risk. That is called a security buyer. Remember that word. Remember that term, security buyer. Some people hate being controlled. They hate being told what to do. They hate it. That is me. I am a freedom buyer. Okay, that's me. You want to sell me something? It needs to speak to my core freedom, love for freedom. All right. Other buyers, they really want recognition. These are your red personality types too. They are status buyers. It's easy to sell them a red Lamborghini. That's an easy sale because that's what they want. Hard to sell them a minivan. All right. It's a status buyer. Remember that. Other people, and some people are combinations of buyers, something called a growth buyer. They crave expansion. They want to grow and learn, and they're very experiential, okay? But you got to know that. So, and there are other types of buyers too, but just remember those levels for right now. When someone says it's too expensive, that is typically a security buyer, and they're often saying this threatens my sense of security because this $200 could be a bill. That's how they think. They're a security buyer. Even wealthy, some wealthy people, they got tons of money. They're security buyers and they're very, very frugal. Like, I don't know, right? Because they're secure. It's not about the money they have. It's a security buyer, all right? When someone says, I need to think about it, what that means is, with the translation, what that really means, well, I really want to join, but I need to think about it. What they're telling you is, I don't see how this aligns with what I value most, either growth or security or freedom or status, or I don't see how this aligns with my. They don't know to tell you that. They don't even know that's how their brain works, but it's the truth. So when you get an objection, it's not a shutdown, it's a signal. And when you listen properly, you can close properly. All right. So to bring this thing full circle, this is helping your business become the only logical choice for people to join. To become the logical choice, write these down. The first three, 1, 2, 3, are going to start with the word remove. We're almost done. Start with the word remove. All right. In order to become the only logical choice and implement everything that we just talked about tonight, you remove confusion. That's number one. Number two, you remove friction. That's number two. Number three, you remove risk. Y'all know we got a money back guarantee, right? Easy to remove risk. You remove risk. Number 4, 5, and 6 all start with the word add. So the first three are the word remove. 1, 2, 3. Remove, 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 remove confusion, remove friction, remove risk, right? Make it easy for them. Yeah, we take Zell, right? Make it easy for them. Number 4, 5, and 6 all start with add. All right. You add clarity, you add speed, and you add confidence. And where does their confidence, when someone's buying a product from you and they're confident buying it, where does their confidence come from? When someone's buying a product from you or joining you in business, where does their confidence come from? They've never tried the product before, but thank you, Jessica. It comes from you. Thank you, Greta. You got to be confident. Thank you, Roz. Roz is one of the most confident people I know. It's hard to tell Roz no because Roz is so confident. 100%. Health challenges, irrelevant. Roz Mayo, top tier confidence. Charlotte Whitaker, top tier confident people. It's easy to follow them because they're such confident leaders, right? That's how that goes, okay? So today, there are a couple different things you can do to implement this stuff other than why. Thank you, Coach Seymour. Again, confident people know that your new team member or your customer or your prospect confidence comes from you. Is there anything about Coach Seymour's new book that doesn't scream confidence? Doesn't everything about this book say this is a confident person that I would want to learn from? Yes, it makes you easy to buy this. It's very confident, right? Understand that. So things that you can do other than watching this recording and getting this stuff dialed in, uh, that you can change stuff up. One thing you can do when you're on these Zooms. Now you notice that I did it on this one because I am doing a pay plan training in about 90 seconds. All right. So you notice on this Zoom, I changed my name to Will or Will Z compensation plan, whatever, right? Compensation expert. When you're on Zooms, especially Zooms that aren't our team Zooms or Zooms you have other prospects on, nobody does this, but everybody's going to start to do it after we do it because our company, our team, we set the trends that 80% of other network marketing companies follow. When the biggest network marketing companies 2 years ago were coming out with essential oils, it's because we did it. We made essential oils cool again. When we start doing AI and things like that for our network marketing teams, you're seeing other companies start to do it. Other reps start to do it. Companies trying to figure it out. Our team started doing it. Then the company started doing it. Like it is like when we do stuff, everybody else follow. If we got jerseys, everybody else named Mama want jerseys. Like that is literally how this goes. Okay. So you can take a title, player cards. I haven't seen other companies really start to do that yet because they don't know how. But when they learn how, they're going to start doing player cards too. But player cards are a lot harder and more complicated than you think. I don't know if I'll ever do player cards again. I'm still waiting on the pack. They are very, very hard to do, very complicated to create, and very, very hard. But here's the point. So when you're on Zooms, if you have something you're really good at, do not toot your horn about anything you're not really good at. But if you are and you're on our team Zooms or other Zooms, do not be afraid to put your first name, last initial. And I don't like the dash. I like the line. It just feels more elite. You can do a dash, doesn't matter. But you can put what you do. Like, for example, Coach Marcus builds 6 and 7 figure teams. So his line literally could be Marcus J. builds 6 and 7 figure wellness teams. That's literally what he does. And he's done it plenty of times, you know. Coach Seymour can literally be something different. It can be compensation expert, product expert. He's so good at so many different things. Miriam can be weight loss expert. Okay. Coach Seymour's could be something about building 6 figure earners. He's coaching them. All right. It can be anything that actually you've done. Okay. So do not just figure it out off the top of your head. Go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to figure out a title, a short title that I can put behind my name. And these are some of the things I've done. Okay. It doesn't need to be, if you've lost 50 to 100 pounds, you are a weight loss expert. You're a weight loss expert. If you've gotten off at least 5 to 10, some people on our team have got off 20, 100 weight loss authority. We got that, Mary. And this is the thing. I'm gonna tell you, we know that the word is better to say weight release because that's when you lose something, you want to find it. We don't want to find them pounds. However, for your buyers and prospects, they understand the word weight loss better. So I do recommend using weight loss instead of weight release. And I can only say that because I beta tested both. And for us, we know release is a better word. For them, you get better results with lose weight or weight loss. People who don't work with us and don't understand neurolinguistics, which is most of the world, they're going to bite on that particular weight loss. So I lost weight harder. They're going to go with that way faster. And then you can educate them on the power of their words on the back end, like we do. Okay. Yeah. So I don't like the word expert, Miriam, because it seems so common. Maybe weight loss strategist, weight loss architect, because it's a system you use. But talk to ChatGPT, you'll figure it out. But my point is, find things that you're really good at, and it doesn't have to be in network marketing, but it can be a title for you that will position you as an expert in something that you do that will get you credibility in your network marketing business. And you can also just become a 6 figure earner, or you can help people. If people on your team, or if some people on your team that you've personally coached have made $5,000 or $10,000, you can start to be, part-time income generator professional. You can fool with it and figure it out, but start to play around with that a little bit. And on certain Zooms, especially if you're a speaker or a guest on a Zoom, I don't want to see everybody's title, people just making up titles just to make them. Don't make up a title just to make up a title. Your name's just fine. But if you're a guest on a Zoom or you're speaking on a Zoom or something like that, especially if you're on somebody else's Zoom, put that on there, and people are probably going to direct message you, especially if you're on Zooms with other people for whatever reason. You want some other Zooms, you put that, they're all going to start doing it, and some people might even reach out to you. So that's that part. All right. Last thing, and I know running along, I'm sorry about that. Last homework assignment. Have one real conversation where you're listening only for values. Okay. We got legacy architect Seymour. I like it. I would put the last initial there, either Seymour G or Seymour B, so they can find you if they need to find you on social. You put Seymour with your last initial, and then put legacy architect. But let's get another word in there, because legacy could mean so much. It's like with you in life insurance, you help people when they die. Like yes, no. Give me one more word with that one, and that'll really make it crisper and professional. Let's go for a 3-word with that one. Okay, just to make it more specific, so they really know what you do. All right. Have one real conversation where you're only listening for values. And this doesn't need to be the prospect, it can be anybody in your life. You're only listening. You're having a nice, natural, organic conversation, but you're listening for security, freedom, status, growth, confidence. You're looking for some type of that poly. I like freedom advocate, but the first word, man, was so complicated. I don't even know what that means. And if I don't know what it means, they won't know what it means. But you're on the right track. You're on the right track. So have the conversation. And so when you're having a conversation, here are some questions. You don't have to write these down. They're on the recording. I'm only going to say these once. Here are some questions that you can ask that will naturally pull out what people's values are. This is not to pitch them. This is for you to develop the skill of value extraction. You need to learn to hear what people really care about without them knowing that you're extracting values to learn more about them. For example, let's just play along. What's the question? What does a really successful year look like for you? Ask that to anybody, and they're going to tell you. What does a really successful year look like for you? Okay. If they say things like less stress, that might be a security person. More time off, man, I'm time off. I'm chilling. I'm waking up at the crack of noon. That's a freedom person. If they say, you know what, going to events, reading some books, leveling up, getting to the gym, they might be a growth person. Okay. If somebody says something about I would be competing they might be a status person. It just really depends. If they say I got to prove something I always wanted to do, I want to go back to college and get my degree, they might be confidence might be their thing. But that question, what does a really successful year look like for you? And then just shut up and let them talk. All right, here's another one. Question. What would make you feel like you're winning right now? And whatever they tell you is going to let you know what emotional value is really important to them. And that's what your offer better be talking about if you ever decide to prospect that person. All right. Here's another great one. Question. What frustrates you most about your current situation? That is it's a huge question. Okay. What frustrates you most about your current situation? If they're talking about unpredictable money, you know what it is. Not enough time, you know what it is. Not being recognized, I don't really think like my spouse appreciates me, you know what it is. Feeling stagnant, man, I'm not good. Anything like empowerment strategist, I like it, Jess. I see where we're going with that, right? If they're feeling doubted, you know what I'm saying? Like what frustrates you the most about your current situation, they will reveal to you their values, all right? 2 more questions. What do you wish people understood more about you? Or what do you wish people understood about you? They're going to give you the values they really care about immediately. If you could fix one thing in your life right now, in this moment, what would it be? The first thing out of their mouth, that's their core value. You can try this on yourself. If somebody asks you the question, if you could fix one thing in your life right now, what would it be? Boom, your first instinct, that's your priority value, all right? What's something you don't want to be dealing with a year from now? Avoidance, whatever they're trying to avoid, that they tell you they do not want to deal with, bills, a boss, doubt, being stuck, being overweight, it's going to tell you what their values are, not the thing What's underneath the thing, that's the real driver. That's the thing that you're going to be able to talk to them. And when you talk about the real issue underneath what they tell you it is, that's how you communicate with their subconscious mind and make a decision when you craft your offer. It's not difficult once you learn it. All right. What motivates you more, peace or progress? Me, progress. Immediately progress. That tells you so much about me, right? Other people might be peace. All right. And you can say why. Why do you prefer peace more than progress? Whatever they tell you, you need to be in full listening mode because they're going to tell you all of their core values and you will know how to talk to them in life forevermore because core values don't usually change. When do you feel most in control? Okay. Huge question. Last one. What would you regret not trying? What would you regret having never tried? That legacy and growth are going to come out right there. Okay. You're going to know. All right. So that's how you decode the answers in real time. You really, really listen. Now, this is not about scripts. It's about positioning, perception engineering, we talked about tonight, value extraction, ROI, clarity, psychological alignment. We talked a lot tonight about becoming the only logical choice. And most people are going to stay stuck because they are not going to get any of this information that we got for the last hour and 15 minutes. They're going to get zero of it. All right. But you do. You can post and you can use this information to make that better. You can talk to people, make it better. Most reps that never get this information, they're just going to post. They're going to be hoping that people join. They're going to be getting high on that illegal drug. It's called hopium. Okay, that's the worst, most addictive drug in network marketing. It's called hopium. They're going to get high on hopium. They're going to be discounting their products 24/7. They're going to be begging people to join. But you don't have to do any of that goofy stuff. You're not here to compete. You are here to dominate through alignment and clarity. Okay. And if this training resonated with you, just understand that was only an hour, an hour and 15 minutes. Imagine how much growth you would experience in a whole weekend of 8, 9 hour days with us in Dallas, Texas. So if you really want to grow, if you thought you got some value from this and you're getting value from this recording, this is 1/10 of 1/10 of what we cover in Dallas, Texas, August the 21st to 23rd. You need to be in the room with us live and in person. We'll talk about why proximity is going to multiply clarity, but just understand $50 in person or online. That's the absolutely stupidly absurd price. I feel disrespectful even saying that it's $50. Never again. Just know that. Advanced duplication systems, live positioning breakdowns, leadership level calibration and training, psychological selling frameworks, you name it. Recognition is going from here to here. Vegas was one thing, Dallas is another, right? Culture building, up to $2,500 in personal development audio sessions that you can experience there, over $2,500 in value. It's the kind of environment, like our events, I'm gonna tell you, when you're in the room, online too, but really when you're in the room, it's the kind of environment that makes average thinking impossible. It makes average thinking impossible. And I'm very, very confident about that. So if you're serious about becoming the only logical choice in your market, Dallas is not optional. It is alignment. All right. So thank y'all so much. We'll catch y'all. Karen said the Path to Power audios. Yeah, for people who already got the Path to Power audios, well, with the coupon that expired at the end of the month, put in a chat on the 1 to 10 how much those audios are impacting your life. And for those of you who have not heard those yet, 10 plus across the board. Everybody who got them is saying 10, and a lot of people got them aren't even on the call. Everybody who never had a chance to experience those audios get a chance to experience them one time in Dallas, Texas. That's over $1,000 value for you right there. We will be playing those for you in a very, very safe environment. Coach Marcus Jones is loving them as well. And you get thank you. Coach Marcus just put the information for Dallas in the chat. Rick Burnett is on the call tonight. Rick Burnett says near a 10, and he's only 2 days in. All right. We got third day, man. I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. And they get better. You listen to them 1, 2, 3 days, and then you keep going. And so everybody who did not get those ever, Richard Fisher's loving them as well. You get a chance to experience what everybody's raving about in the chat. That's $1,000 value. 500 if you had the coupon, which is gone now. You get to experience that for free. One time in Dallas, Texas, all 3 audios, one time, spaced out, so you can really, really have the mindset transformation and shift that we all had in Las Vegas and beyond. And there's a couple of y'all, I'm not going to say who, some of y'all got and it won't be for the online people. This is only for in-person folks. This is only for people that are in Dallas in person. It's not the same thing online. Don't even try it. But for the people who did purchase those audios already, everybody who lived, the people who don't, you are going to get an extra gift. You are going to get the subconscious remap audios, which is 5 days, 5 different audios, not 5 days, but 5 different audios that we played for you at separate times for on all 3 days, the meet and greet night, and then once in the morning and once in the evening on both of the 2 days of the event. So you're going to get $1,500 worth of value. If you've already got the Path to Power audios, we got some extra special sessions for you with the subconscious remap, which Rick got that. So a lot of y'all, some of y'all got that, some of y'all didn't. For those of y'all who did not get subconscious remap for $1,500, but you did get Path to Power, you get that for free in Dallas. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Those 5 audios, and when they first went live, were $84,000 a piece to go to that live event. That what they were recorded at. You get them just because you already bought Path to Power, and I can't wait. And for some of you who already bought Subconscious Remap, and again, I don't get paid for this. This is just, I just love the information. I just love products. I will share products I believe in. For people who bought Subconscious Remap, like I know Rick did, and I think a couple other people did, if you already got the $1,500 Subconscious Remap, and so when we do it in Dallas, it won't be new for you because you've already went through those 5 days. Oh, don't worry. I've got a 2-day recording set called Identity Upgrade that has not even been released by Marcel Klein and his team yet. But I went to the live $5,000 event, so I got a chance to get a hold of some audios that aren't even on the website, not even available yet. I don't know if they're ever coming out. But for people like Rick Burnett, who got the subconscious remap, don't worry, buddy. I got you. I got some stuff you haven't even had a chance and opportunity to buy yet. And bro, you are going to get that for free in Dallas, Texas. And anybody else who got those, it'll be just like 3 of us in the room for that one. But it's going to be amazing. So that's the one I go to. Yeah, everything's recorded. All right. So thank y'all so much for your time. I know we ran about 20 minutes long, but I love you. I appreciate you. Dallas, that's going to be ridiculous. We're going to end this particular recording. We're going to come on for another recording, and we're going to